to another Freedom Talk, where Vivekji takes questions from seekers across the world. Freedom Talks happen on Sundays during Vivekji's Meaningful Morning sessions. If you're interested in joining, find out more about Meaningful Mornings on our website, chinmayaniagara.com. Let's tune into this week's questions.
Number one, this is coming from Toronto. Hari Om Vivekji. How should we handle people, family, who always misinterpret your actions in a negative connotation, even though you have the good intentions? On a similar note, how to handle situations, people, when you feel you have been taken advantage of, even though you had the best intention. Number one, the first part of the question, ensure that you have a noble intention. All of us feel that we do, but are you being open and honest and vulnerable enough to really validate that? Next is to communicate with them more. That's what we do on a Freedom Talk, yes? I share something, maybe you need more clarity on a subject, so you're asking me the question. Our egos, in terms of family members, our egos don't allow us to ask for help, don't encourage us to over-communicate. We just expect everyone to understand us. But if you want someone to understand you, you have to understand them too. And communication is the best for that. In terms of your second question about being taken advantage of, number one, the more large-hearted you are, the less you feel you're being taken advantage of. If you reflect on the unconditional love of a parent towards an infant, I'm not saying child because conditions come on, towards an infant, that infant does nothing for the parent, yet the parent keeps on giving. And secondly, again, to communicate your expectations. You of them of you. Our default is to be selfish, which is, what can I get from another person? We explored this in Easy Evenings also. Be observant that the nature of society is transactional. Everyone wants to know what they can get. If you can be more transparent about that through communication, there will be more alignment of expectations and less about being taken for granted. And one final point to this broad question. Just like vices are unilateral, so are virtues. If you are virtuous towards another, that doesn't mean they're going to be virtuous back. Adapt and accept. Next, Anonymous. Hari Om Vivekji, you have become my guiding light. Imagine I made up these questions and wrote these remarks in the beginning just for my own confidence. My question, if you don't have a higher goal in your life and you are just performing your day-to-day responsibilities as what you have to do now, but you do have an icon you follow and you believe in their message, like Vivekji, how can you make their goal or ideal your ideal and start moving and directing your day into something higher? Good question. Number one, whatever you're doing now, do this well. Don't just work hard, work smart also, And a very tactile way to do that is unitask. Wherever your hands are, ensure your head is there too. Next, in chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita, one of the virtues that Prince Arjuna needs to let go of confusion is Acharya Upasana. Upasana means to sit near. Acharya, one who's leading by example, leading themselves. So you should be more observant of your role models' outer and inner world. In our Living the Gita course, we've been going through this so thoroughly. Their outer world first, because it's more tactile, how they speak, how they act. Then you can start to infer their inner world. Why do they wake up? What is the purpose of their life? Upasana with your role model, and you can also do this with historical role models, like how is it that Nelson Mandela is so forgiving? How is it that Helen Keller is so positive? The more that you, Upasana, sit near them, their vision, their lifestyle will become yours also. We continue. Anonymous. If I'm an introvert, I come across as being hostile and unsocial. Someone who does not like to be part of the family. I actually like to spend time by myself. I have lots of interests and hobbies and things I would like to pursue and or learn, and don't really feel bored. How do I deal with this expectation that others have? Number one, your quietude of mind is your greatest asset. You keep investing in that, irrespective of any sort of pressure from society, community, family. Next is, if you've become more quiet, when you interact with your family, you will give them a higher quality experience. We'll call this quality time. In a micro way, this morning, I have our Cleveland graduation at 8:30, all the way to 11. Then I have our devotion course from 11 to 12. Then I have a lunch from 12 to 1. So I won't be with our children and my wife for some time, but when I'm with them, I'm with them. I'm not thinking about meaningful mornings or a workshop at night. So my point in all of this is, the quieter your mind, the more quality time you will be able to give to your family, and they will be satisfied. Nobody wants quantity. Everybody wants quality. Give that to them. So quietude of mind, quality of time. Next, coming from Cleveland. Hari Om Vivekji. Thanks to you and Sheilaji for this wonderful silence retreat opportunity. I'm very sorry to ask this question after you said not to ask anymore. But the more I think about this, the more I feel the need for some guidance. One needs to go deeper into contemplation to seek oneness with the Supreme Self. Is bhakti another path to become one with the Supreme Self? Not customs and rituals, but chanting his name and believing that God will take care of everything and keep doing one's duty to family, to children, to the work. It sometimes gets difficult to take time for oneself while tending to the family. The silence retreat has given me so much. I would really like to continue doing this in my day-to-day. Is it okay to get into contemplation and keep chanting Shri Rama, Shri Krishna, steering any thoughts back to the chanting? Thank you. Humble pranams. Vyashti sadhana means quietening yourself in a controlled environment. It is imperative, critical, vital that you do this before you get into your responsibilities. This is the vision of meaningful morning. why we're starting so early. Then, when you go to your samashti sadhana, which is your way of quietening the mind in an uncontrolled environment, while you're driving, while you're bathing, while you're talking, while you're listening, etc., that will happen. But if you don't do it in a controlled, specific way, that vyashti, it will never carry over to a general, uncontrolled way, which is samashti. When you find that thoughts are taking over thinking, thinking is directed, thoughts are not, then japa, or meaningful repetition, is the sadhana or practice to help one to come back to quietude and peace. I cannot quantify to all of you how often I resort to japa and how much japa I do. Because the nature of dvaita, or relativity, is to keep on weakening you. Just look at our bodies. We just keep getting older, correct? Look at politics, how pervasive it is, and conflict, how unnecessary it is, which is why japa is the practice. Next, Anonymous. In the Living the Gita course, there was a reflection. Will your current purpose for living bring you to know Brahman? If you are not able to clearly define or understand your purpose of your life, is it okay to follow the purpose of your guru? If so, how do you keep practicing this in your day-to-day? A similar question to what was answered. And please give me 2 more minutes. That way I can finish all of these questions. It'll make me feel good. Unitask in what you're doing. What you're doing, you will do well. Your mind will become quieter. The quieter your mind, the more you can understand purpose. With clarity of identity comes clarity of responsibility. That's why I keep encouraging everyone to have a quieter mind. Next is, Swami Tejomayananda shared with us, we can't be like Sri Rama. We can only serve Sri Rama like Hanumanji. So we can't have the same purpose as our Sadguru. So what to do? You serve him as they serve society and humanity. When I think of my master, I affirm 3 statements that define our relationship. Number 1, I am nothing. Number 2, I am yours. Number 3, I am all. At a relative perspective, I am nothing in reference to my master. In a higher perspective, I am yours. Whatever you need to do, I will do that. From the highest perspective, I am all, because that's what any genuine Sadguru will want you to feel, that you are infinite. Finally, coming back to Anonymous. Shreyas is long-term thinking and prayas is short-term thinking. How does the framework for decision-making, Shruti, Smriti, Sadhu, Santushta, help us with practicing shreyas? How do we apply this when we need to make life decisions? The reference here I had shared, you should make decisions based on scripture, based on logic, based on experience, and based on your feeling. In all of this, that which is most long-lasting should have precedent in making your decision. So in this case, it would be scripture. What would Sri Rama do? What did Sri Krishna teach? That should take precedent over your feeling. My gut says that I should eat this right now. But what medicine says, what science says is don't eat this. It's not healthy for you. Correct? So take into account what is most long-lasting, and that's the brilliance and practicality of Sanatana Dharma. This is unconditional, beyond matter and space and time. So follow Bhagavad Gita. Follow Srimad Bhagavatam.